guys, and welcome back to another of my YouTube videos. If you're new here, you're really welcome. My name's Laura, and this video is part one of my two-part series all about student loans. So there's a lot of information to do with student loans, and it can be hard to know what's really relevant for you. So hopefully this series will give you a bit more of an insight into what a student loan is all about and ways in which you might wish to consider using them, or things that you should know about them before you take one out. So I'm no expert in this. This is all just from my experiences of student loans and what they are, and just trying to find some more information to hopefully share with you guys and give you a better understanding of what student loans really means for you. So in this video, I'll be discussing the different student loans available and the grants as well as how you apply for them and find out if you're eligible for a student loan and what they cover for you when you are a student at university. So first of all, why might you need to consider taking out a student loan? So depending on what part of the UK you currently live in and the part of the UK that you wish to go and study in, there will be a variation in the different fees and costs of living and also tuition fees to be aware of. So if you live in Scotland and you wish to study in Scotland, you won't be charged any money in tuition fees. However, if you live in England and wish to study in England, you will be paying £9,250 a year for your tuition fees. If you're a student from Northern Ireland and wish to study in Northern Ireland, you'll be paying around £4,000 a year. And if you're an international student, you could be paying over £30,000 a year to study in the UK. So as you can see, there is a huge variety in the cost of tuition fees and also in living expenses varying around the UK. So you may need to consider taking out a student loan to cover this money, or at least part of it. So there are two main types of student loans available. So the first type of student loan that is available through student finance is the tuition fee loan, and as the name suggests, this covers the tuition costs of you going to university each year. This covers things like the lecturers' salaries, books and library. It may also cover things like the upkeep of facilities and just the maintenance of things in general. So this loan, when taken out, is directly paid to the university and you don't have to worry about how to use that money. It is simply taken from student finance straight to the university and will cover your course fees each year. With this loan, you don't have to pay anything back until you finish university and you're earning a certain amount of money, but I'll discuss this later in this video, so stay tuned if you want to find out how to repay the student loans. So the second type of student loan available is the maintenance loan, and this loan is something that will cover or partly cover your living costs and expenses when you go to university. This will cover things like your transport, food, maybe social life, extracurricular things, or even things like textbooks and just student accommodation in general. Depending on where you wish to study, if you're in a major city, you will be paying a lot for things like accommodation and living expenses as well. So you may need to consider taking out a maintenance loan to help cover this cost. This loan, instead of going straight to the university, is actually paid into your bank account in set installments, so you can choose to spend it how you wish and how you need it as well. The maintenance loan is given out in set proportions due to your family dynamics and income as well. So a student grant then is an extra financial support package that the government is able to give certain students that fit the criteria and are eligible for this support. This is unlike a student loan. You do not pay this money back. Instead, if you meet the criteria, this money is given to you to help cover or partly cover the costs of your living and also tuition fees at university. If you wish to find out if you're eligible, do check the description down below where I'll put in a link to the student finance website, and hopefully you'll be able to find out a bit more information from there. So applying for student loans is really important, and it can be quite daunting if you've never done anything like this before. I found it was quite an unnatural thing to do, and I wasn't really sure if I was doing things correctly. So I'm just going to hopefully give you a bit more reassurance on how to go through the process and what things to be aware of when you're applying for a student loan. So depending on the parts of the UK that you live in, or if you're an international student, certain things that I'll talk about will vary slightly. So do check your country government website about student finance and do double check things before going ahead and taking out a student loan. So prior to actually applying for a student loan, you need to double check if you're eligible for student finance. So I'll just run through some of the checklist just to double check that you are able to take out a student loan from the government rather than having to go and take out your separate loan from a bank. So the first thing on the checklist is residency, and this is basically talking about if you've lived in the UK or parts of the UK for over 3 years, and if you have, then that means that you tick one of the criteria for being able to take out a student loan. You then need to find out if your university is able to accept student loan funding or not. If it is a private organisation, you may not be able to get a student loan to cover the costs of this. So the final thing on the checklist is that this is the first time that you'll be going to higher education or university, and this is the first time that you'll be taking out a student loan. Unfortunately, if you have already taken out a student loan, you won't be able to get another student loan to cover your new course. Instead, you may have to take out a loan from a bank, or you might have to pay the cost yourself. So once you've checked that you're eligible for a student loan, then you need to think about what student loans you want to take out. You may want only one of the student loans, or you may want both. So that's the important thing to think about next. I'm not really able to guide you on which of the student loans will work best for you. That is something you may wish to speak about with your family, or you might already know yourself which ones will suit you best. So do go away and think about that before jumping in and taking out a student loan. So once you've decided which loan or loans you wish to take out, then you go on to the government website, and here is a quick look of what the student finance website looks like for Northern Ireland, which is where I've applied to because I'm going to be going to study medicine at Queen's University, Belfast. So after watching this video and deciding that you want to go and apply for a student loan, make sure to give yourself some time to read all of the important information and to make sure that when you sign the agreement that you are able to uphold your end of that deal. If not, there will be future consequences, so it is important to read through all of the fine details and make sure that you know what you're signing up for. As I've mentioned already, I'm no expert in student loans. I'm simply just giving you guys a bit more of an insight into what it looks like when you're applying for student loans and things to be aware of from a student's perspective. If you would like more information on how the student loans actually work and how they will be repaid in the future, then check out my part 2 of this series, which will be on my channel. If you would like more information that might be more detailed and specific to you, then check out my description below where I'll have put in some important links to different websites. If you found this useful and you would like some more of these type of videos, please drop a comment down below and hit the like button for this video. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already to keep up to date with all my new content and videos to hopefully help you guys on your application process to university, and also to help you guys navigate the important different things that will come with applying to university as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2 of this series. Bye bye!